The owl from the library. Night quietly stepped into the city, wrapping it in velvet darkness. Street lamps bloomed one by one like golden stars on the ground, casting warm circles of light on the cobblestones. In a courtyard, the wind rustled softly through the old linden trees, carrying the scent of honey, dry leaves, and the pages of books waiting for their readers. At the corner of the street stood the old city library, tall, with dark green shutters and a sign that creaked in the breeze, the Library of the Sunlit Book. By day, school children, students, and elderly ladies with baskets of apples visited it. But at night, the library became something else entirely. Its silence wasn't empty. It was filled with the whispers of thousands of stories living between the covers. High up under the roof, among the beams, dozed a wise owl named Svitlana. Her feathers were the color of the night sky, dotted with tiny pale specks, as though someone had scattered stars across her wings. Her large amber eyes glowed with kindness, and her voice was deep and warm like an ancient song. Svitlana loved books more than anything. She knew every page, every letter, every secret hidden in the lines. Nearby lived Andriyko, an 8-year-old boy with tousled brown hair and curious eyes. He often visited the library after school, sitting in a soft chair by the window and leafing through illustrated books. In his pocket, he always carried a little notebook where he wrote down new words so he wouldn't forget them. The librarian, Ms. Milana, was graceful and gentle. She smelled of mint and vanilla, wore light dresses and an embroidered scarf, and always greeted visitors with a smile. But she kept the library's greatest secret, the owl Svitlana. One evening, Andriyko stayed late at the library. While Ms. Milana was still arranging books on the high shelves, he became lost in a thick book of fairy tales. He read and read until he didn't notice that night had fallen outside. Lifting his head, he suddenly heard a soft hoo, hoo. From the shadows between the shelves appeared the majestic owl Svitlana. Her wings spread wide, brushing the top shelves, and her amber eyes shone kindly in the dark. "Are you real?" whispered Andriyko, hardly daring to breathe. "More real than any story you've read," she replied gently. "I can open doors to worlds where every page comes alive. Would you like to see them?" Andriyko nodded, his heart racing. Svitlana brushed her wing over his book, and it began to glow with golden light. The pages turned into windows. One showed a seashore, another a giant forest full of glowing mushrooms, and a third a city where houses had wings and floated through the sky. "Choose where we shall fly," she said. "To the forest with the mushrooms," the boy replied. And they flew. The forest was warm and bright, though a night sky sparkled above. Mushrooms glowed in different colors, while funny creatures, part squirrel, part hedgehog, scurried about, carrying tiny lanterns on their backs. Andriyko laughed, running between the mushrooms, listening to their soft tick-tick-tick as their caps gently touched in the breeze. But suddenly, a dark cloud appeared among the trees like a blot of spilled ink, swallowing the light. "That is Forgetter," Svitlana explained. "It erases stories when they have no kind words left in them." "What should we do?" asked the boy anxiously. "Think of the warmest word you know," said the owl. Andriyko closed his eyes and whispered softly, "Mom." At once, light from that word spread across the forest. The mushrooms glowed brighter than ever before, and the dark cloud dissolved like smoke. Svitlana smiled. See? Kind words can save entire worlds. After a few more journeys through the glowing pages, they returned to the library. The owl gently placed Andriyko back in the chair, and he felt his eyes grow heavy with sleep. When he awoke, the morning light was already shining through the window. Ms. Milana stroked his hair and asked with a smile, "You must have had interesting dreams, didn't you?" "Yes, I was in a magical forest, and an owl taught me that even one kind word can save a whole story," he murmured sleepily. The librarian only smiled mysteriously and winked. "Well, then you'd better come back soon and read some more books." On his way home, Andriyko heard a familiar whisper in his mind, "Hoo-hoo! Until our next adventure." And that night, snuggled under his blanket, he softly hummed a new lullaby born from the memory. "Sleep, let bookish wings unfold, we'll sail together through dreams untold. Where dawn plays with stars from above, you'll be embraced by the owl of love." And those dreams, that night, were the kindest dreams in the world.